Welcome back to The Short Coat, coming to you from the amazing and intense world of medical school at the University of Iowa Carver College of Medicine. I'm Dave Etler. In this life, full of ambiguity and social niceties. Sometimes it's hard to know if you're doing the right, or doing or saying the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to turn to the internet.
Obviously.
To find out.
Where else would you go?
Yeah. And so here to pass judgment on some potential internet a-holes are my friends. M2 is all. We're joined by Kate Timbo.
Hello.
Alexis Baker is here.
Hello.
Samantha Gardner is here.
Hello.
And Srishti Mather is also here.
I don't want to say hello. We all did that. I feel like we got to switch it
We have
up.
to greet that. You could say whatever you want.
But now I feel a lot of pressure to conform. Hi.
This is a problem I didn't know. I never thought of, but
She's
okay.
our first judgment. We have to decide.
Oh my God. If everyone in the group greets in the same way, are you obligated to do the same thing? If everyone says hello, do you have to say hello?
I feel like there is a certain social pressure. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But
There
that's
is a
what
pressure.
that's what individuality is all about. That's
that
why
individuality is a
resisting-
hoax.
Resisting the social pressure.
Individuality is a hoax.
I know, but you need to do something.
But individuality ruins the collective.
What? Are you an ant?
I'm talking out my ass fully.
If it helps, I was scared that if I only said hey, I would like choke on the syllable. And you would hear nothing. But hello gave 2 syllables, so that felt safe. And then I considered hiya, but I would never say that, so I didn't.
See, there's
Do we
always
do this with all of our social interactions?
there's so much
Yes.
thinking that goes into this.
I don't know. Most of us just go through the day, I think, just saying shit and worrying about the consequences later. And then we sit,
Emphasis
then we
on
sit
the
bolt-
worrying
Yeah.
I
about
know.
the consequences.
Then we sit bolt upright in bed at 3 a.m. and go, oh,
Because if
you idiot.
I said hiya, no one would bat an eye, but I would think about it for the rest of the day, being like, why the hell did I say hiya? I've never said that in my life.
I wish I could help.
Thanks, Dave.
I do.
Anyways.
So today we're mining Reddit for content. Our Am I the Asshole subreddit is great for this. Our first questions are essentially, I think, are essentially about what lay people think doctors do and what their motives are in choosing their careers and their professional lives. Have you guys ever had to like disabuse family or friends about their notions of what medical school or medicine is like?
Well, this summer I saw my nephew and he's 11. He asked if I was a doctor yet, and I said no. And I said I had 3 more years, and that was the most horrific thing he's ever heard. So for the 11-year-olds out there, I think the whole thing just sounds traumatizing.
Yeah. Well, when you're 11, 3 years is like...
Yeah. It's like it's
almost
all
a third
of
of your
middle
life,
school.
yeah.
That is still just in school. I get it. Terrible. With adults, there's like a misconception that it's somehow like 1 year of school and then like rotations are your residency. They shouldn't have both started with R. I think that's the number one thing that you have to dispel. Is
Yeah.
Yes, I'm starting rotations in January. No, that does not mean I'm getting paid. Yes, there is still another R word coming after the 2.5 years of rotations, and that is paid, but no, not like a doctor salary. So there's a lot of confusion around the R words.
You know, for a profession that relies to some extent on accuracy and communication, communication.
Communication?
I have this problem. Communication accuracy. You know, that's why they use all these Latin words and things like that to like talk about the human body and conditions and whatever. They have like at least 3 words for clerkship.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, that's confusing.
Terrible.
Yeah. Figure it out, guys. Do we really need clerkships? It sounds fancy. Clerkships, when you think about it. From
I would argue it doesn't.
You don't think clerkship sounds
No.
fancy? Okay.
I don't.
Because of clerk?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like law school.
Yeah. Fair
Yeah.
enough. I feel like rotations is...
But like you rotate. It makes sense. It's in the name.
You like rotations better? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Fair
think
enough.
enough people know the word rotations that like now we're stuck with it.
Yeah.
Or I'll just say like clinicals.
Yeah.
I
Clinicals
feel like
is
everyone
also good.
understands that.
Yeah.
Well, first up, this questioner. Here we go.
I, a 30-year-old female, have been dating my BF, a 31-year-old male, for about 2 years. In that time, he finished his OB-GYN training and began working at a private practice. We have a very happy relationship with great communication, and we're heading towards engagement. I recently caught up with a college friend who I hadn't talked with in a while. I'm not on social media a lot, so people who I haven't kept up with often don't realize I'm with my BF. When I told my friend that my BF was an OB-GYN, she said, "OMG, are you serious? He looks at vaginas all day. Doesn't that make you insecure that he does that for a living?" I asked her what she meant. She said, "Do you ever wonder if he's judging yours? Do you get jealous that he looks at other people's vaginas constantly?" I was super angry when I heard this. For one, that makes him sound pervy and unprofessional. He does look at vaginas for medical reasons and is always completely professional with his patients. Second, I really resented the implication that our relationship is lacking or that I have a reason to be insecure about his faithfulness to me. Third, I think this reasoning is sexist, and no one would ask that if I was dating a female OB-GYN. I responded, "That's actually really messed up that you said that. It makes me angry, and I'm going to stop this conversation now." And then I
Damn.
hung up the phone. She hasn't reached out to apologize. I'm now wondering if I overreacted. I feel bad. Am I the asshole for calling her out like this?
We'll just pass judgment first. How about that?
Okay.
This is our basic thought before discussing. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
We're all in agreement.
Thank God.
Not the asshole. But why? I have two thoughts, or I have two. I'm entertaining two possibilities.
Okay.
Number one, this person actually fully believes what she's saying. Or number two, she wants to fully believe what she's saying, but a little part of her is questioning.
When you say this person, do you mean like the person who wrote the post?
Yeah, the person who wrote
Okay.
the post. Yeah. I would like to believe that it's the first one. That's why I say, well, I mean, either way, they're not the asshole, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read it as she thinks maybe she overreacted to her friend, not that she like thinks that her boyfriend is actually pervy.
Yeah,
So the question is the response, not the
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Yeah, but don't you think that maybe in the back of her mind, some uncomfortable little portion of her brain, the little animal creature in there that doesn't respond well to logic and it might be just telling her stories. And her reaction, I feel like my reaction would be like, well, no.
Oh, you think she's overreacted because a part of her.
I do think she might be overreacting.
I think she could have handled it better.
Yeah,
but I
what I'm
don't
saying.
think it's like crazy, because it is incredibly rude to basically call your partner a pervy freak.
Especially
that's-
when
that's-
it's someone
that's
you've never
rude.
met. Like
Yeah.
she's never been face to face with this man and is calling him pervy.
And
Yeah.
she said she hadn't caught up with this friend in a while, and I'm like, to talk to someone for the first time in years and like
be like, oh, your
boyfriend is like a
disgusting.
perv. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would maybe be a little defensive
Yeah.
in that situation too.
It's also very like sexualizing of like physicians as a whole, because as medical students, we all have to practice genital exams, and even non-OB-GYNs, like family medicine doctors, help with deliveries and like may do like a breast exam. And I feel like when you're in medicine, that's just kind of what happens. You don't see it sexually, and like we have to just accept that it's just the body that we're trying to treat.
Who do you practice genital exams on?
There's
are there
standardized
simulators?
patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get paid a lot.
Yeah.
And I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we don't practice, I think, like the female
we don't?
exam. You use like
There's
a
models.
model, and
Oh,
then you don't
okay.
practice it until you actually get into your
Rotation.
clinicals, clerkships, rotations,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Sure. Yeah.
Male, we do practice with a
A prostate exam.
Yeah, prostate exam on
There's
an
like a
ST.
special team that travels around, I think.
Yeah.
It's a rumor that I've heard. Don't quote me on that.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
It's a special team.
No, but what
Yeah,
They-
like special people who have decided that they're okay.
I hope that when they arrive-
giving their body to this.
yeah.
I hope that when they arrive, there's like, drum music. Like,
Do you think they get T-shirts?
If they
team
could
has
walk
arrived.
in like Durmstrang in the fourth Harry Potter movie,
Yeah.
incredible.
Wow. Okay. Well, we won't take you at. We won't take that as gospel. But now I feel like I need to find out about the. I don't know. We'll call them the A team for
Yeah.
anus. The
Oh
anus
my
team.
God.
I was gonna go with B team for butt, but
Yep.
Okay.
yours is more professional.
Is it?
I think anus is more professional.
Anus
Okay,
than
yeah.
butt.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also like. Let's face it. The more bits you look at of the human
less,
body,
yeah.
the less interesting they are. I
Also-
would think.
Like, so I was reading a book. It was called Womb by Leah Hazard. Great book. I read it last year. She is a midwife, and so the book is called Womb because it follows like the womb from birth to death. And she makes a really good point of like it's not always sexual. It doesn't have to always be sexual. Like the vagina has 1,000 other purposes besides just facilitating sex. And so, especially when we're looking at it in an OB-Gyn context and a medical context, like it doesn't, the person is making it inherently sexual. As a doctor, it's not. You're just focused on like what is going on with it and like the other functions that this body part has.
Yeah, it's a device.
Yeah, well,
It's
Maybe not the right way to put it.
okay.
try again.
It has a job. It has jobs.
It has a
Yes.
purpose that
Yeah.
is more than just sex.
Well, I completely understand women who don't want a male OB-GYN provider. Like that, I completely get it. I respect that. I don't want to say that I don't. But I'm a person who will go to my grave saying that men can be great OB-GYNs. Like I personally had an absolutely fantastic one who completely changed my life. Dr. Feltz, just absolutely amazing, 10 out of 10. And so like if he didn't exist, my life might be significantly worse right now. And there were no issues with him being a man. I just needed somebody who could do something about it. So if you can do something about it and you're a man, great. If you're a woman, great. But if you can do the job is what really matters.
I just had a thought. It may not be well formed, but I do recall that my mother had an OB-GYN apparently who was hot,
Oh,
and all of her friends, or many of her friends, were like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy. He's hot." And so I'm wondering about patients sexualizing their OB-GYNs rather than the other way around. That's all I'm.
I feel like you could get that with like any medical profession.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
Like, you could be like, my cardiologist is hot, right?
I
Like,
guess, but I feel like they wouldn't. Like
I get, yeah, I
patients
see.
wouldn't trade thoughts about my hot I don't know, family medicine doctors.
Well,
I
feel like
maybe they would.
Yeah,
You
I
think
feel
so?
like you would. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guess I'm wrong.
Like I guess an OB-GYN, like sure, like there is the added thing of like legs are open, but
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it just regardless of the field, like you can find your provider hot.
let's normalize finding your provider hot. In
Yeah,
this.
let's not find our patients hot.
No, I
Yes.
Do
mean,
not find your patients hot.
Yeah.
This took a weird turn. This isn't where I thought this was going.
that's what I specialize in. I feel like I'm
Normalize
like-
a professional patient-physician
Yeah.
relationship.
Let's normalize that you can recognize that somebody is objectively attractive
That's
without having
what-
any
okay.
weird feelings about
Yes.
it.
that is the right
Yes.
phraseology.
Phraseology?
Yeah,
That's not a phrase.
look it up. Phraseology.
Nah,
No one.
I refuse. Okay, anyways.
I'm not going to participate in
Listeners, if you believe that phraseology is a word, go to theshortcut.com/tell us and provide some support for Dave. Dave needs support.
that. Or some support for the M2s.
Yeah.
Nah.
What?
We also need support.
We need way more support.
Way more support.
About this issue, I don't think so.
Okay, whatever.
All right. Very good. I think we've I think we've established that male OBs are not pervs. Great.
Yes.
Great.
And if they are,
They shouldn't be.
They shouldn't
Yes.
be. Yeah.
They shouldn't be a doctor.
If they are,
period.
They shouldn't be a doctor,
and should
period.
be addressed.
Yes.
But not inherently pervy.
All right. Next, this Redditor slammed her boyfriend for his unrealistic expectations. Let's see what she had to say.
I'm a 32-year-old obstetrician. I've recently moved in with my partner, who is also 32. Despite moving in with him, I don't see him often due to my job and the hours. He recently made a joke that had a bite to it when he told me that he was almost feeling like my job was more important than him. I was a bit shocked at this, so I wasn't able to censor my words like I normally would have and told him that it was. I figured this was a given. When you get into a relationship with someone in the medical field, you have to be prepared for it to be hard and for the job to come first. He got upset with me at that, and it led to an argument between us. He feels my job shouldn't be more important to me than he is, and that it's unfair how long and hard I'm working as he never gets to see me. I care about him a lot, but honestly I'm feeling sidelined by this. He knew what my job was before we moved in together, and that I would never be home as much as a normal partner. I do feel some guilt over bluntly telling him my job comes first, but he may have needed to hear that. Am I the asshole?
All right. First impressions. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh. So the you guys, I am not so sure that she is the asshole, but you guys are saying she's the asshole.
Yeah.
I think she
On
asked
what
if
basis?
she said, like, she kind of phrased it differently at different parts in her story, where she said, you are not as important as my job versus the job comes first. And I think those are different, because at the end of the day, like, everyone, regardless of your occupation, is spending more of their time at work than their partner, right? Most people.
Most people, yeah.
But if, for example, if my husband came home from work and said, my job is more important than you, I think that would make him an asshole. It's a lot, and I think having a partner not in healthcare, it's like, yeah, they can understand that you might be on call and you might have stuff to do, but you still have to have importance in your relationship, or maybe you just shouldn't be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Especially one where you've moved in together. Like, it's different if you are dating somebody and it's new and you can't see them that often. If you've moved in together and you're in your early 30s, presumably, like, your thoughts are turning toward marriage. And one of the main promises of that is that each other comes first always and is the most important always. And, like, always is a strong word. So maybe that doesn't mean that you're quitting your job and just never being an obstetrician again, because that's ridiculous. But, like, the promise is that each other is, at the end of the day, the most important thing. And it sounds like that's a promise that she, at this point in her life, is not willing to make. And then don't make it, but you can't hide that from your partner. And it doesn't sound like they had maybe had this conversation before, which is also
she thinks that he already knew.
Yeah.
There's some
about her life.
assuming going on here, and we all know what that does.
Yeah.
But just like in my marriage, like, I'm going to be a doctor and my husband is a teacher, and those are both jobs where, like, the stakes are maybe a little bit different, but they're both very time consuming jobs where the people who you're helping in those jobs need you. And so sometimes there is that give where you aren't seeing that person, but we both will still say at the end of the day, like, no, you are priority number one on my list. And I think maybe she needs to, like, dig deep and see if this man is someone that would ever be priority number one, or if job is always priority number one. And then that needs to be something she tells people before they get this deep into a relationship.
Yeah. I don't think it's, like, necessarily a bad thing to recognize that, like, your job as a physician has high stakes and has importance, but, like,
And
again,
it's different from other jobs.
yeah, and it's different from other jobs.
Like,
yeah.
as an administrative services coordinator, I don't take an oath
What?
to, like,
What?
to do
Host a podcast?
things or
Are
don't
you
do things.
sure?
Like, there's no, like, I don't stand up in front
Next
of God
episode,
and everybody
This
and be like, I will do no
podcast
harm. And
comes first.
Next episode, I'm pulling up with a blood oath. We're getting a pen. We're getting a knife. We're going to do a whole thing for you, Dave.
But, you know, like what I'm... Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like she may have underestimated. What am I saying?
I don't actually know.
Basically, she may have underestimated his lack of understanding about what that oath means
Yeah.
to her, because I don't know. I'm going to assume he's never taken an oath
I
of
just
any sort.
all in all, like it's a communication problem. Like I think communication about like what her job is, what the requirements are. Because like dating someone, like you like make time to go on dates, right? But when you move in, like things become a little bit more casual, or like things aren't maybe like necessarily like chunked out in time blocks like that. So like maybe he didn't realize that her job was as time consuming as it is. But
There's
I also
more
think
evidence now that they're moved in together that this is the case. Yeah.
there's communication problems in the sense of like, I think his sticking point was like, you're saying that your job is more important than me. So like, you know, like
Not the way I
priorities-
would have wanted to phrase
Yeah,
it.
it's like
No.
it's the way she
Right,
said it.
like
It's
you
not the
said.
content, it's the way
It's
that
the
she
way,
said
right,
it.
Yeah.
And maybe she should be with someone who is okay with that.
And also, like, like there is just a basic breakdown in communication. Like, I know she's an OB. Like, babies aren't born on a schedule. They're not born 9 to 5. But like, it's important to actually talk about that.
Somebody should look into that. How can we schedule?
How can we
schedule
induction?
There are
Induce
people
everyone.
on the internet who very much think that we've already talked about that and are forcing all women to have scheduled inductions, but that's a different topic. But there are people out there who already think that that conversation is like done and over, and that's why there's so many C-sections.
Oh.
I'm on a weird chunk of Instagram. There's like a subset of the population that's very against obstetricians and feel that they just push C-sections and inductions.
So they're like, do birth at home, home birth.
like a home birth
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
I am curious
that's fun.
on with this case, like if she's rural or if she's in a city, because that can change your hours a lot as an OB.
Yeah.
If she's the only OB in a 50-mile radius, that's a very different job commitment than if she lives in New York City, where perhaps she could find a different job where the hours are a little bit more scheduled.
I also think like sometimes this is gonna sound bad, but sometimes people get like too high and mighty about being in medicine, and like this kind of feels like a case of that, of like, you don't understand the like how great I am to be providing this service. Of course you don't come first. It kind of feels like that.
Yeah, I was going to say her tone sounds like even when she is with him, that she's not actually making that a priority.
Yeah.
Like you're allowed to have job commitments and stuff, but when you're together, it sounds like she also isn't really making time when she does have time.
I remember reading, I can't remember where I read it, but I remember reading an editorial written by a woman who, you know, it was basically a work-life balance kind of editorial, but it was focused specifically on when she is at work. So, you know, when she is at work, or when she was at work, she would, you know, sort of concentrate on her patients and concentrate on her job. But she had a family and kids and things like that. And there was a school shooting, and she didn't know about it because, you know, for her kid, you know, in her kid's school, she didn't know about it because she was focusing so much on her work life, as you might think that she should. But there are still other parts of our lives that we need to focus on.
Yeah.
And pay attention to. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting look at, you know, why it might not be so great to focus so intently on your work.
And like work-life balance is really good, but it isn't humanly practical to be like fully black and white.
Yeah, it's more like accommodation than balance, you know? I don't know. I think she should probably try to restart that conversation a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, admit to being a little bit harsh.
Yeah. Perhaps think about if a committed relationship like this is something that she thinks now is a good time for or not.
I feel like
It
it's
sounds
never
a
gonna.
little-
I feel like it's never gonna be a good time if this is her.
Yeah, it sounds a little
Approach.
like right now she's not at a place where she wants to put the time in that a committed relationship takes. And I get that that's hard as a physician, but there's probably a concession somewhere. Like if she's through residency, then she's likely not working 90 hours a week. So there's probably somewhere in there that something can give to like have a dedicated him time. And if she can't do that, then like maybe casual dating is just what needs to be for her right now and not a committed move-in relationship.
Who's in a relationship? Who can testify? Okay, so
Ignore
I want
everything I say. Everything I say, ignore me.
I want someday.
Hey man.
I have
hey,
hopes.
coaches don't play.
I have hopes for. Have you had this conversation as med students?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My partner is also in dental school, so it's a little bit of a unique situation, but we are long distance, so like that adds another layer to it. And like both of us have talked of like we definitely like have our time where like we focus on school, and that's usually like during the week from like, 8 to 8 or whatever, but then like we call each other each night, and like that is our time. So it's like whatever it is,
So you guys
put the
arrange this
school
ahead
away.
of time, basically. You're like, this is how we're going to do this.
Like we're going to call each other every day. Like we have our things that we do. Like we like to do the crossword together in the New York Times. So like we continue to do that together. And then like if we're going to be
That
together
would
on
suck
a
for me because I
weekend-
just do the mini.
that wouldn't
Like,
take
well,
very long.
It's been 45 seconds.
Bye.
Gotta go.
That's all you get.
But yeah, I think that was like a really good thing of like making sure like we're not together all the time, but when we are together, like we're going to like prioritize, like put everything away and like focus on one another.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, you kind of know going into it what it's going to be like, but we've definitely had the conversation of once core year starts next year, like how's that going to look with different weekend requirements and stuff like that, and then with residency. But like next week, my husband is like working night shift, so we have those random things that already are happening, so I feel like we'll be a little bit used to it.
I'm assuming your husband isn't medical.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's an engineer.
Okay.
But
Night shift engineer.
well,
There's engineering that needs to be done
he
at night.
asked to do it because we're going on a trip, so he's like,
Oh, okay.
then he gets to
Wait,
save
I
the
have
day.
questions.
Mhm.
I just want to know more. What field is he in?
Like
like-
his
like-
major was a chemical engineer.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's also big into running. So when I get home and have to study, like he's like a marathon runner,
Mhm.
so he has to run a lot. So I'll get
Yeah.
to study while he goes on his 2-hour long runs.
That sounds
So.
gross. Okay.
My husband's a band teacher, so this is something that even before I decided to go into medicine, we had to talk about because that's a job where there's 12-hour-a-day band
Can
camp.
I just tell you that the band leaders at my child's high school are insane. They're insanely busy.
Yes.
It
He's
is
always busy. Nick is always
Intense.
Yes,
busy.
I
Nick is always
worry about
busy.
these dudes.
So he's actually switched to middle school. So
Little less.
he moved for me. So it is
Aw.
like we've had many conversations, which I think is why I'm such a stickler on this woman needs to like get her act together, because it really is like a joint. Like you have to talk about it. You have to be willing to work together on it, or it's not going to work. But there's a lot of old guard band directors who used to be like, well, what do you do with your time since he's over there? And I'd be like, well, actually, I'm studying to go to med school. And then, they just kind of stare at you dumbfounded because that's not what women do. But so we've had conversations about like who's going to do the dishes all the time. Like he does most of the cooking and cleaning right now because I'm doing this, and like what that balance looks like. And it just, I don't know how anybody would do it if you don't actually talk about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. These guys worry me at the high school. I feel like they're never not banding.
Yeah, I will say the middle school work-life balance for him has been much better.
Yeah.
So he actually thinks maybe this, like, he never thought he would do middle school, and then that was the job that was open last year when we had to move, and so middle school it was, and now he thinks maybe middle school forever just because high school is, like, especially if you're at a really
Yeah.
good big program, it is a lifestyle. It is not just a job.
Shout out to the band directors, especially
I agree.
Mr. Coble and Mr. Otmar. You guys are killing it. and I worry about you. All right.
And Mr. Gardner.
And Mr. Gardner.
Mr. Gardner.
And Mr. Shocker.
And
if
Mr.
we're
Shocker.
doing all of this.
Yeah, let's do them all. Shortcuts, if you have something you want to say about today's show, about something you want to hear, a question you have, go to theshortcut.com/tell us. Send us a message. Otherwise, that's our show. Until next time, I'm Dave Etler saying don't let the bastards get you down. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.